Hey everybody, this is the X-ers podcast. I'm Swarty,
I'm Ken.
and today we're going to talk about the state of modern relationships and why relationships feel harder than ever. Now, our second topic, you're going to want to stick around for this one. Scroll back up just a quick sec. We're going to beware the catfish because that was never a thing when we were younger. We never had to worry about that.
You catfished your wife, didn't you?
I catfish myself every day. Sit on my left hand and away we go.
You try to convince yourself that masturbation is worth it?
Yeah, it's somebody else.
Catfish yourself into masturbation.
I don't even whine and dine. I just go right for it.
All right. So we said it straight, right?
Yep.
Relationships, they're a little harder these days. They're a little hard to get used to. There's a lot more stuff going on, right? There's more confusion, and it's not just relationships. Once you get into a relationship, it's more getting into the relationship, I think, is really where we're talking about,
The
right?
very first step. Yeah. Like
it's about finding the right person, right?
Yeah. When you're texting back and forth, because that's the modern era, right? Like you're not just talking on the phone all night, with the cord and someone else wants to use it. But you're texting. And sometimes a text might come across abrasive or sarcastic when it's not meant to be.
Well, I think, okay, so that is a big pitfall of text, right? So you should never have a deep conversation because, you can never get your emotion across. Any emotion that comes across in a text is the reader's emotion, right?
Right.
So it's not the sender. So definitely want to avoid that. But really, you talk about things out there and the dating thing, right? You talk about, there's so much confusion. There's so many more options. There's less clarity and so much more noise, right? Everyone has advice. Everyone has an opinion. And very few people actually have a healthy opinion.
Yeah, no, everyone just goes to you should dump them.
Or you should dump them, yeah, or just finding faults, or just so quick to not to judge a person without even getting to know them.
Oh yeah,
these days, and it starts with things like dating sites, right? I mean, I get that. There's obviously got to be a certain amount of attraction there, but it's become a bit too much. You know what I mean? Like people automatically assume something about someone based on the way they look. Certain things can't be done. If someone looks homeless, they look a little dirty, a little scruffy. You got some things, but outside of that, there's some telltale signs that are obvious. Other things, not so much.
I guess that's the beauty. I've never had to experience it, thank God. But Tinder, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just swipe. What is it? Left if you don't like them, right if you want to connect with them. I guess.
I think so. I've never been on Tinder.
Yeah. So and then you have like dating apps. I was on Plenty of Fish for a while back when you got to pay for it now. I've heard. So be clear, I've heard.
Yeah. So just make sure that's clear for your wife. Not that she listens to the podcast.
No. But for my mom,
Your mom listens to the podcast.
Yeah, she does every episode.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Even the mom jokes I made.
Yep. Right. I edit most of those days.
Oh, do you take them out? All right, good. That's a good thing. So let's talk about dating apps, right?
Yeah.
So on paper, you think it makes it easier, right? You got bigger selection, you've got more people out there, more access, more choice. But I think in reality, it's done the opposite, right? People treat relationships like shopping, like you're just browsing for a relationship like that, and that's not how relationships work.
Well, right? Yeah, you have the radius now too. So like from a small town like we are, you can get your radius out there like 30 kilometers, like 60 kilometers, whatever you feel comfortable with. Long distance relationships are nothing, new anymore, right? So a lot of people are in those, right? So
I can tell you, I'm a city boy, so this is I've been in a small town for a while. I will not date in a small town.
No, because everyone knows everyone.
No, everyone's dated everyone as well. Like at our age, right? I've heard stories about every people that I know, and they're like, "Oh, that person dated her. Yeah, she dated that person. They did." What? Yeah. Like that's too much.
That's going way back in the way back machine too. It's like this is like over a decade ago, and we're still here.
Right? Well, yeah, exactly. Well, I'm certainly not hoping it was last week. Considering you've been married for a few years, so I think the wife would kill you.
Oh, she would.
She's already got lots of reasons in wanting to, but that would just put it over the top.
I haven't seen any orders on arsenic on Amazon for arsenic.
She's so much smarter than that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna order arsenic.
She'd make it seem like an accident, and everyone would believe.
Yeah, Dad give me a swirly, and everyone would be like, "Go on."
What's a swirly?
Like, put your head in the toilet and flush.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, it's like a form of bullying.
But do you get that at home often?
No, I got it in high school.
Did you really?
In public school, I was bullied. Can't you tell?
You got bullied? You got a swirly?
No, I never got a swirly, but I got bullied. I never got a swirly. I got thrown in the locker a couple times.
Really? Eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. That was back when that stuff used to happen. I have no idea if it happened.
Probably does.
I think people just cyberbully each other now.
Yeah, that's right. Well, everyone's a gangster on the internet, eh? Yeah. Okay, so back to the dating app, right? So it's just so much out there, and people seem to be afraid to commit, or they just expect too much. They don't necessarily realize that relationships take work.
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And relationships aren't always perfect, right? You look at social media these days, and all the stuff you ever see on social media is all perfect moments, right? It's either the worst or the best. There's none of that middle ground stuff, right? So it's really unrealistic, right? They really set a really high standard and high expectations
Yeah.
for people that haven't been in through dating before.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they go into this dating thinking everything's going to be perfect, and then the slightest thing goes wrong, and they're like, "Oh no, this isn't right for me. I'm out."
No.
And then they move on to the next person. You're like, "Okay." And it's probably not till later in life they realize, "Hey, you know what? I probably should have stuck with that one from my past."
Yeah, yeah. Because like you might find somebody like the grass is always greener on the other side of the
Always.
whatever, right? But yeah, that's the perfect example of that, right? But what
Yep.
you're thinking of is expectation versus reality, right? So
Absolutely.
people have unrealistic expectations of what a relationship is supposed to be like you just said, and all they you know up, all of their ups and downs. Um, what the hell? But as Ken is saying, social media makes it more tempting to go see what else is out there instead, right? So just working on their flaws of a relationship. Influencers and even Hollywood, or even like the Hallmark movies, right? They set unrealistic expectations for relationships or how people meet or whatever else, right? So it's like, oh my God, it's all lovey dovey and like flowers all the time, right? But that's not how it is.
No. Yeah, and well, it's right out of the gate, right? When people start dating and they have this, and that's their understanding of dating. They have really um, unmeetable expectations. You know what I mean? Like you expect everything to be perfect every time, and everything is going to go. You're going to be disappointed pretty quickly.
Every single day.
You know, well, that's it. Every moment is supposed to be perfect in your relationship in your life. Life doesn't work like that.
No.
You know, long-term relationships most of the time is boring, and it's those boring times that's what makes the relationship. You know, can you do boring things together? Can you do life things together? Can you just sit there and have coffee and enjoy it? And you know, can you deal? It's not even talking about hard times. Every relationship goes through hard times. I guarantee you any relationship that's lasted any amount of time has gone through difficulty. There's
Oh,
going to
hell
be
yeah.
growing pains. There's going to be, you know, hard conversations to be had. And really, I don't think that people who are new to dating in modern times really get that.
Yeah, and like if you can't, appreciate me when I have $20, you don't deserve me when I have 50.
That's a big expectation there, buddy. 60 beaners. So you're not going to McDonald's anymore.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go down to like the watering hole and not have any app.
You're going to order drinks with dinner.
No, we're gonna have water and get a couple mains at this point.
Yeah. A big spender.
Oh yeah.
You know, you've been in a long-term relationship, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, I've been in long-term relationships too, and you know, growing up in our day and age, there wasn't any of this stuff. There was no dating apps. There was internet, but it wasn't anything what it is today. There weren't smartphones or anything. You meet people, you have to go talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, you'd meet people in common places.
Yeah.
Excuse me. That would be your first interaction. Like, hey, I guess bars. Back in the day was bars too, right?
Oh, there
A
were
lot of hookups in bars, a lot of stuff like that. But really, I think, you know, the more solid relationships I had have been people that I've met more day to day stuff.
Well, yeah, because at a bar, you're not like maybe you're inebriated or intoxicated, or you're with your friends. You're not really paying 100% attention. There's loud noises. There's cool. I don't know. There's something happening all around, so you can't really have that one-on-one experience. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Or you got a false impression of something.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know. I got to wonder, you know, in today's day and age, how many relationships people are going through before they find someone that they're like, okay, you know what, I want to settle with this person.
Right. Or how many people are scared to even dip their toe into the relationship?
Well, I got to wonder too. Like back then, maybe, but I think now it's even easier because you're almost doing it anonymously.
Yeah.
But you're not forced to talk to someone in person.
Right.
You know, you can chat with them online. You get to swipe right, swipe left.
Look at DoorDash. DoorDash, it exists for a reason. You don't want to have to deal with anybody. They'll leave your meal on your doorstep and you pay for it with the app.
That's what we should do. We should start an app for dating. Door date. We'll call it door date.
Door date. You just show up at someone's door.
I swear it's not hookers. It's not hookers.
Hey, it's not prostitution if you're filming it.
$200 an hour. It's all consensual.
Yeah. Oh God. Date Dash.
Date Dash. Yeah, there we go.
DateDash.com. Patent pending.
Patent pending. That's right. You're gonna go and grab that domain right away.
I'll GoDaddy. I'll go to GoDaddy.com for Date Dash.
You know, and I think another piece that we see is a breakdown of communication. Right? Everything's so fluffy and it's so nobody talks about real things anymore. You know, you talk about superficial things.
Yeah.
And things that don't matter, right? So when and then all of a sudden you get down to some kind of challenge in the relationship, and automatically it's a relationship failure. Oh, this relationship to fail. This relationship's not going to work,
right?
Because everything's not going exactly the way it was scripted on TV.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, even the Hallmark movies, they have those points called like the got the catalyst and you got the whatever. It's the point in the movie. I forget what it's called. The very point, the like pinnacle of the whole thing, where it's like the person sent from the big city has to tell the person that they're there to close down their business, but
Yeah.
but I'm here to close down your business, so we still gonna go out tomorrow night.
Yeah. And I think people kind of come into these things defensive these days. There's such a high standard set for everyone. Look at all the Kardashians and all this stuff. There's such a high standard that people become defensive, like for no reason.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just, and all of a sudden they're defending themselves. They're avoiding tough conversations or hiding things or hiding themselves and trying to be someone they're not, which is never going to end well.
Well, we're going to talk about that in our next segment, the catfish.
The catfish. Yes. How Swarty got married.
Yeah. No, that's more like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. But I imagine, so you've been in a long-term relationship, so I imagine, you and your wife, you've had some tough conversations before.
Obviously, yeah.
And you work through them,
yep.
right? That, they're not necessarily relationship enders. I'm sure there's certainly, you cheat on your wife, she's probably going to dump you.
Yeah, likely.
My girlfriend cheats on me, I'm definitely dumping her. I am not that kind of strong man. It's like, no, I forgive you. Let's just move forward.
I need to put
I'm never going to trust that person again. Yeah. So there's no point.
No, exactly.
And never moving on, things like that. But for the most part, difference of opinions, yep. different perspectives, they're healthy. They help us to grow.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, even friendships, right? Like, oh my God, this person thinks Trump is amazing. Meanwhile, this person's like,
okay, I don't know about that. There's some things I don't know. That might be a deal breaker for me. Let me tell you. If she's got Make America Great hat on, I'm not even talking to her.
First date.
Not even talking. Like, yeah, no, dude, no, I'm done.
That relationship's not even going to get it.
Yeah, no, it takes but at the same time, there's got to be a certain amount of intellect.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I look for. Have you ever heard that term, a sapiosexual?
No.
Someone who's into someone for their mind.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not purely a sapiosexual. Don't get me wrong. I'm vain. I like a good-looking woman.
Right.
But I'm not dating an idiot.
No. Well, you want someone who can take care of themselves.
Like, someone who's got their own opinion. Someone can think for themselves. Someone who can disagree with me, and actually come back with something to make me think about their perspective.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you got to have the conversation, right? Because it's not all blowjobs and anal sex. I don't know.
Really? That's where you go, eh? Wow.
Mom, plug your ears back 3 seconds ago.
You're lucky your wife does not watch this. I'm telling you. You'd be calling me tomorrow like, yeah, Ken, you got a spare bedroom, right? Can I stay with you? You're like, yes, but I'm locking in your room at night. And you're not allowed bringing Vaseline or baby oil to my house.
Yeah, well, P. Diddy already bought all of
it. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, tough these days, right? I don't know. I can't imagine dating, to be honest with you, because I started. I had divorced.
Yeah.
And then started dating. I actually got really lucky. Like, I wasn't out there going on mass dating or anything like that. I'm pretty picky.
Yep.
And I got lucky. So I was, found the right person within days.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome that you actually put yourself out there for one. Because like some people have panic attacks, so they have to make a phone call and talk.
And you see that. I think you see that a lot with youth today and things like that, where they're, oh my God, can you order the pizza for me? Like, what? You just got to make a phone call. Go online and do it.
Yeah.
And simple things, they just become too much. Like basic interactions. Like, how are you ever going to survive in this world?
When they first introduced like the online ordering app, it started with pizza places because they're the pioneers with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And people would be like, "Did you order the pizza?" Mm-hmm. Yep. I didn't hear him make a phone call. Oh, I ordered it with the computer. So I went to the. I would think it was pizza, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then the pizza showed up like 10 minutes later. Like, that's fast, like, because they ordered it online. Like,
yeah. I think people tend to like drift into relationships.
Yeah.
Instead of actually seeking them. Like speaking of my current relationship, right? So we talked about, we met online, but we talked before a month. Like for a full month, we talked every day before we ever met.
Now, did you pay for your website? Did you pay for a subscription, or did you go on a free site? Or
free site?
Okay.
Facebook dating, I think.
Oh, really? There you go. Yeah. I had no idea.
Yeah. Worked out. But yeah, we talked for a solid month.
Huh?
before. Apparently, I don't catch signals well. I don't catch flags very well.
So you didn't talk for a semi-month.
No, for a full month. Yeah,
You
no.
don't
But
see
she was
some
hinting
stuff.
at. She was trying to hint at me
Yeah.
to like ask her out on a date or
Yeah.
things like that. And totally went over my head.
But that
She's good now. You know, well, it's perfect because her character. She's very direct. Which
Yeah.
is perfect for me because I can't. Apparently, I don't catch signals.
Yeah, I've noticed that about her. It's good that you have someone to be that way.
Yeah, well, she doesn't beat around the bush, you know.
Yeah.
Even if you want a little sensitivity, you're not getting it. So you take the. I personally prefer like the directness. I think it's the honesty that I
Yeah.
like. Right? It's
Yeah.
just direct honesty. There's the odd time where I'm like, oh, that seemed a little harsh. You know what I mean? But knowing who she is, I know that it's not meant that way. It's just the way she.
You go home and cry in the bathtub with all the candles around you and like glass of wine.
Is there a camera in my bathtub?
Oh,
I hope not, Swarty.
What was it? Date dash or door date
Dash.
date
Door
dash.
dash. Door date. Door
Date.
date.
No, date dash.
Date dash?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That sounds bad. It's like,
No, yeah, but you know they have the like. Have you ever seen that before? Where they have like speed dating? You ever seen speed dating?
that I would, if I were single, I'd totally do speed.
I would try that out. Yeah, I think I would try that out.
Yeah.
You know, just to kind of see how's it going.
I think that'd be fun. It's kind of like going to bingo.
Yeah. You know, maybe we should set that up in town.
Yeah, no,
Probably not just
no.
two people in town.
I think I know who would show up. I would know everyone, like not me, but I
I hope you're not showing up, Swarty.
no, that'd be a good sociological experiment to host one of those events and see who all shows up because you know it's going to be the regular people that you think are going to be there.
You think so?
I think so.
I think you'd be surprised by a couple.
Yeah.
Probably. A couple of married people.
Oh, yes, and I go.
In your small town, like everybody knows this guy.
Yeah.
Imagine like a couple shows that they both set up independently.
Yeah, and then they get to their table. They're like, can we skip this round?
Yeah. Well, what's that song? What do you like? Pina Coladas? You know that song?
Yeah.
You know what that song's about?
No.
It's about a husband and wife drifting apart, going to seek someone else on dating sites. What's not dating sites? Too old. But ending up on a date with each other.
Oh yeah, okay. So was it like a personal ad in the newspaper?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, something.
The people used to do that, and that's like serial killer, like stomping.
Oh no,
around.
that's total serial killer stuff, right?
And you want to meet somewhere.
What is that? Misconnections? You ever seen those? Some of those are hilarious.
Yeah, no. Actually, yeah.
You ever seen the Misconnections? I saw you on the subway last. Some of them are really.
Yeah. What does the time say on this for now? Just so I know going into this next
18
segment.
or 19?
Oh yeah, 1928.
Right. I guess we're good to move on.
Yeah, we're actually making good time.
Yeah, we're good at going off on tangents.
Yeah. We took a 10-minute script and stretched it into 20.
and no falling off the chair this week.
No, you guys, that was a once in a lifetime thing. Witness.
Oh no, I've fallen off a chair more than once. Just hadn't been on camera.
But no, and you were talking as you were going.
Well, you know, because honestly, we talk about that. I was convinced that it was going to stop at one point. Because most office chairs, you can adjust the point at which it stops.
And also, you were leaning close enough to the wall that you thought you might have.
Yeah, I thought something was going to catch me. Yeah, it didn't.
And no one checked to see if you were okay.
Now I have like random strangers like, how's the chair? I'm like, really? I don't even know you. Thanks for watching. Yeah, at least I know they watched that.
That's awesome.
You must be one of the 8 people that watched it. Thank
the
you.
Tens of people that saw that laugh.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. All right, so you came up with our second topic here, right?
Sure did.
And this is a fun one because I got a story about someone getting catfish too, but let's talk about what you got.
And if we ran over a little bit, that's fine too. I figured catfishing or getting catfished and like the modern relationship kind of go hand in hand because if you're still single and in the dating world, you might come across something like this once or twice. Someone uses an old photo of themselves, or they're not even who they are at all, or they're just ghosting you or giving excuses why you can't meet and asking for money all the time.
Yeah.
That's another one.
I mean, I think there's a certain amount of base catfishing in all online profiles. Like people will get their best picture. Like it's not even like this is what I look like on your average Tuesday. No, it's like, oh yeah, I dressed up for that wedding or I went to this event. And those are so. I've always found, at least my own experience. If I'm looking at profiles, I always got to imagine, okay, this is their best day.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's what you're seeing on social media all the time is that couple's best day.
Yeah.
Or that whatever they're doing, they're at a Blue Jays game or a hockey game, or doing something out and about, or they look good and they're smiling and they're having a good time.
Yeah.
You're not getting a picture of them at work really frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or having just a bad hair day type thing.
Yeah.
Right? So, but anyway, I'm gonna just reach over here. I want to scroll up a little bit to the. Okay, so catfish is an online, and its online meaning is someone who pretends to be another person online, usually using a fake photo, like I said, or a fake identity, They often do this to trick people into romantic relationships, scam money or gifts, or to hide who they really are. So they're they're really good, all three at the same time. So it's
But
like,
I gotta wonder though, right? Like, I mean, it's one thing to scam, like the money scam and the gift scam. That's one thing. That's a big cat, right? But I don't. What I can't understand is how you're possibly gonna, you have this online relationship with someone. They've got this complete fake profile picture, right? And maybe you hit it off, and maybe you're well, and all of a sudden you decide to meet, and it's a completely different person.
yeah. Then how do you go on from that?
Yeah, well, exactly.
You've
Because
already
I'm like,
made
wait a
the
minute.
biggest lie.
Yeah, exactly. You've already
started with the biggest lie.
Yeah,
and then it's all better from
like
there.
I gotta wonder how successful that shit really is, and if it is successful, I gotta, it's gotta indicate even the money scams and the gifts. I think it's a real good indicator of how lonely people are.
Well, what's that thing what's the term where you fall in love with your captor?
Oh, Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, it's maybe because like
that's completely different, Swarty.
Yeah, but I mean, also like say it's a guy pretending to be a girl, and then you meet, like I'm Sylvia.
No,
I don't know. I just
oh my god, what's that? Oh, the game. What's the reindeer game? No, what's the movie with Daniel Day-Lewis? There's a movie about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that.
And Miss Saigon, that's about that.
Oh, really?
Play Miss Saigon, yeah. That geisha's got a dick.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, but so now this is on subreddit dating over 30. So if anyone wants to check that out, there's a bunch of different stories on there. I just really quickly went on there and found this one because it was practically, the best one on there, as far as I'm concerned. And usually the better ones are at the top of the feed, right? So,
yeah.
So this reads, I didn't even get the username, and I don't think it really matters.
No, it doesn't matter.
So 2.5 years ago, matched with a guy on Tinder. Carried a good conversation, but something was just a little off. He had no social media and some weird tendencies to brush off giving a lot of personal information. That's a red flag. After being unable to garner much information about him personally, I Googled his phone number. The phone number led to a spreadsheet of community basketball players and their full names. He had given me a different name than he was. Sorry, he had given me a different name than he was on.
That he was using online?
Yeah, so he gave her a different name, but this spreadsheet had his newly.
It was a newly updated spreadsheet,
yeah,
so he's confident that the number and the name.
Yeah. So that didn't jive. It turned out that he utilized his mother's maiden name. Google the full name. Turned out he is on the sex offender registry. Was a school teacher in the western part of the state previously. I messaged him about it, and he gave me another name to Google. It was his brother's name. It's like, oh wait, if you don't like that name, here's another one. It's like, try this one.
Why? But at this point, why would you continue to have the conversation when you find someone on a sex offender's list?
I just want to maybe see where this is going.
And wait a minute, they're a school teacher? Like, what grade are you allowed to teach when you're on the sex offenders list?
That's a good question. Maybe they didn't know, but who knows? They need to do better background checks.
Clearly.
His brother murdered his other brother, and all in all, he turned out to be, he turned out to hail from a merry band of psychos. The situation got very ugly before it completely came to a halt. Now I Google everyone. I look them up on social media, and I look them up on the court system. Scroll down. Right there.
I don't know if I would get that far though. Would you really get that far?
Why would you do that if you find out he's on the sex registry? That's like, what the fuck are you still doing?
And then, well, I mean, I guess they've exchanged phone numbers. I don't know how Tinder works. Like you're exchanging phone numbers. They were talking, right? So you're not talking on the app. Because when I was dating my girlfriend now, we were talking all on the app.
Yeah, so
like we didn't exchange phone numbers for a while. That was part of her hints. That was, remember I was saying I was missing all the flags?
Yeah.
She was dropping me her phone number with the hint, like let's go, let's push this along.
Yep. No, that's funny though, because obviously they gave each other their phone numbers. Who knows how quickly that was? But yeah, sex registry, done.
But at the same point, you find out the guy's just on the sex register. His brother's a murderer. This guy's a liar. You're like, okay, now he's got my phone number. He probably find what do I have to change my phone number and move?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Change my name.
I'm gonna get extra locks on the doors. I'm gonna get alarm systems. I'm gonna be looking over my shoulder for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I would have just. Oh my god, that's crazy. By the way, you didn't like that name. Here's the difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's my brother's. what in the actual
Yeah.
fuck is going on?
Yeah, exactly.
So now she says, I'm just going to add that the age he told me was, in fact, the correct age. But he later went into some episode where he messaged me and told me he had changed his age from 31 to 23 on Tinder. A friend and I found his profile, and indeed he had. He even changed his photos and his profile format and wording to reflect the 23-year-old. So, like, did he use ChatGPT? Rate this as a 23-year-old. Like, how do you?
I don't even know how you would do that. Like, okay,
That
like,
you need a certain psycho brain to do that shit.
yeah.
So
Whoever this girl is, she should move, change her name, change her phone number, and move.
maybe she's just doing the rest of this out of curiosity. Like, see, she's already lost interest, and she's just seeing where it goes.
Yeah, okay, great. You found out he's a murderer. Now what?
Oh yeah, no, he can get his murderer brother to come. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You know, so yeah, a lot of fish. I know. Used to work with this lady, and she was the sweetest lady and stuff, but she was just very, I don't know, she wasn't horribly neat, dateable. You know what I mean? Just a little too much. She would go on vacation, and she'd go to, like, Jamaica, or she'd go to Cuba or something like that, and she'd be down there. She'd always come back, regaling us with stories of how the pool boys really paid too much attention to her, and they really liked her, and they wanted to marry her, and blah blah. They want tips. I've been on vacation like that. They wanted tips. They wanted that. And sadly, in the end, this girl, she got catfished big time. Like, she had met someone online and things like that, and she ended up remortgaging her house and gave this guy something like $150,000. And then she had to sell her house, downsize her house. I'm like, as much as I'm kind of like, wow, like, I feel sad for her to be so desperate to get that point, because the moment you're dating someone, you haven't met them and they're asking for money, like, nope.
Yeah, no, and when you're asking for money beyond your means to give somebody, just say I can't.
Yeah.
I don't lend money to my friends.
Yeah.
Like, I don't. I'd rather be in debt to a bank than my friends, so
Yeah.
I don't ask for money from my friends. It's a rule I have. It's like, no, I will never ask for money from my friends, and I'll never lend money to my friends. Right? It's just a social rule that I have.
Yeah.
And it's like, even family. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't. I'm living like paycheck to paycheck. Everybody is, for the most part, unless they're pretty well off. But you need to support you and your family first before anybody else.
But some of it's common sense, though. Like, I find that that's lacking.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Even my mom. Oh my god, years ago, my mom. She didn't tell me till long after that. My mom got scammed.
Oh,
and it was nothing big. It was like out of like $150 or something.
Oh, that's all right.
And I was talking to her about it, and it was one of those scams where it's like, you pay us and we'll pay you.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, send us $150 so we can release your funds, and we're going to send you $10,000.
Was it a text link?
Yeah, it was an email, some nonsense like that, right? And I remember talking about, like, Mom, seriously? Like, well, the internet is changing everything. I'm like, really, Mom? Like, when you didn't have the internet, someone ever knock on your door to give you money? No. What makes you think the internet's going to change that?
I found your wallet, but you had to give me $150 to get your wallet.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Well, that's hostage taking.
Yeah. But it's like the Nigerian prince. Like,
oldest trick in the book, apparently.
I get an email. Oh, I have all this money, but it's tied up, and I don't have any of my identification, and I just need your information, and I'll send you.
I'm very familiar with that story. So you've either been scammed, or you're the Nigerian prince.
I'm the Nigerian prince. Can't you tell?
Or what's the one I read about a Nigerian astronaut one time? Like, exactly. Like, who falls for that stuff? Nigerian astronaut? Yeah, wow. Okay, bud. I don't know.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty fun stuff. So,
well, what was it? It was it a Nigerian? No, sorry. What happened in Ontario? It was a bunch of preschools or daycare centers run by Somalians.
Oh, the scam there. Yeah.
It's like, here's the building. Nothing going on in here.
Yep. So I think people out there just got to have a little more common sense.
Yeah.
They got to realize, like, in life, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
And that's in all things.
Well, it's just making sure you're checking all the red flags, crossing your T's and dotting your I's.
And apparently, do your research, because you might find some murderer.
Due diligence. Yeah. This lady probably had due diligence. She didn't send him money. But yeah, I'd be worried about my phone number and him knowing where I live.
Well, that's the thing with the internet too. There's so much information available.
Yeah. And you can even, if you've got enough time on your hands, you can even go to their profile and be like, if you are in the same city or the city they're from, and get landmarks. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're at this restaurant, they must go there. Not like I've ever tried.
You're a
that.
stalker,
I'm
buddy.
a psycho bitch.
Wow. Does your
No.
wife know this stuff?
No. But what I'm
No,
saying is,
she doesn't know.
I'm too lazy to be a stalker. So that sounds like a lot of work.
Okay, I
But
buy that.
but yeah. But in any case, like, just do your due diligence. Like, she went above and beyond, and I think she gave him way too much.
Yeah, I think everyone should. I think one of the lessons I think we got from this, aside from the catfish, to be careful. But even in relationships, be patient.
Yeah.
Right?
You don't rush
Everything's
it.
going to be perfect. Don't rush it. Don't think because she's got big tits or he's got a six pack that they're going to be a good person.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? Give it time. Get to know each other properly, and expect some challenges. I think communication right out of the gate, like that, should be a big telltale sign.
Yeah, for sure.
How well does this person communicate? Are they comfortable talking about their feelings?
Right.
And maybe they're not comfortable, but they are willing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's how this all wraps in together into one kind of subject, right? Because I think it happens a lot. I mean, socialcatfish.com, they're a website that specializes in. I'm bored sometimes, and I watch a little bit of trash internet, but it's like all these people that are senior citizens or recently widowed, and they prey on those types of people, right? So it's just really sad to hear story after story after story, and it's just
a lot of predators out there.
Yeah, it's like this guy's in the military and he's asking for money because he lost his passport or something like that.
Well, they're getting smarter these days, right?
Yeah.
They'll do their research and they'll try and get to know you.
Yep.
They found out, your husband died and he was a veteran.
Yep.
So they're going to come in with a military profile or something along the line. They'll look and they'll do their research, and probably using AI as well. To help them build these profiles and have these conversations.
And there's like huge, it's an industry in India and these foreign countries to do this. They have like buildings just full of cell phones plugged in, and they have all these people. It might not even be the same person talking to every time, right? It's like a warehouse of cell phones and social media, and that's all they're doing all day is like on the phone trying to get money out of you, right? You might not even be talking to the person you were talking to 10 minutes ago.
Probably not.
They went for break. But yeah, you got people talking to celebrities. Like, I'm talking to Jack.
Oh, Nicholson. I saw this one the other day actually, and it was an elderly woman who was in her 70s, something like that. I don't think she wasn't divorced because of this. She was divorced. She had like her husband. She had a couple $1 million from her husband, something like that. And she thought she was like 75 years old, and she thought she was talking to Matt Rife.
Oh, really?
Like she thought Matt Rife was in love with her. And would send would be like, oh, if I'm on stage and I scratch my cheek, it's because I'm thinking about you.
Really? Wow.
And this woman ate it all up to the point that they actually brought a team in to do an intervention with her. And it took them forever to convince her that it was not real.
Yeah, they on the social catfish thing, they actually do a reverse image search. So they can take the image that they sent to her, and then it scrolls the internet, and it
searches.
Yeah, it scrolls the internet. And then it'll find where the actual image came from if it's like like a Photoshop image or whatever. Yeah. So there's technology that you can utilize.
Yeah, well, so I guess it's a double-edged razor, right? It can help you and hurt you.
You just got to look after yourself.
Do your due diligence. Yeah. And don't date anyone named Swarty.
Yeah, that's right. Marry me instead. All
right, people.
Well, and do your due diligence and sign up for our social.
There you go.
Instagram and TikTok is where we're mostly at. We don't have a Facebook page. Don't look for us there. The X-ERS podcast.
Can't you just show it on the screen or something?
I can. I'll type it out.
I think you should do that.
I'll use that type it out font where it makes it look like I'm doing this.
Good.
Right in the center.
All right.
Yeah, but and also you can shoot us an email, the X-ers podcast @gmail.com. If you have any comments, just comment underneath this video on YouTube or Rumble. Yeah, and follow us. We have 18 followers on YouTube now. Yeah, and we have 0 on Rumble. And we're getting there. We're getting there. So yeah, no. And once people start finding out how awesome we are, they're gonna want to scam us.
Explode, Swarty. That's it. It's gonna explode.
They're gonna want to scam us.
People are gonna be using you to catfish other people.
Yeah, and if you're getting my picture, I'm just no. I don't have any money. Wait, that's why I want your money. I swear it's just gonna take $100,000 and I'll unlock the million.
Yeah, just send you a check right now.
Yeah.
Able to cash.
The X-ers podcast, gmail.com, and it's automatic.
All right.
Yeah.
that. You set up auto deposit on the podcast.
So,
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone.
sorry, I'm coughing. Hold on.
Now we're gonna
Hold on.
we'll
Before
cut
we
that out and redo
yeah.
that.
in 3.
All right. Well, that does it for today's episode.
Yeah.
Great chat with you, Swarty.
Yeah, good to chat with you too, Ted.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, elbows, feet, up. All right. They have the majority government. We're all fucked.